What up and welcome to Rama Screen YouTube channel, and here's my review of Peacock's new limited series, Devil in Disguise, John Wayne Gacy. Let's rock this. Wow, those of us true crime aficionados, we know really well that this is a heavy story. It's one of those cases where you'd have to prepare your state of mind before you immerse yourself in it. And now that I've seen the entire 8 episodes of this new show thanks to Peacock, let me tell you, Devil in Disguise truly did the story justice. Now, don't get me wrong, if we have to play the comparison game, I would say that the 1992 TV movie To Catch a Killer, starring the late great Brian Dennehy, is still superior to this day. My God, Brian was phenomenal in that one. But there's a big difference, you see. To Catch a Killer is about the hunt, and it focused more on the scares and the fright, whereas Devil in Disguise only has the hunt in the first few episodes, but it focuses largely on the aftermath, and it fully explores the victim's trauma, the systemic failures, the missed opportunities, and the societal prejudices that essentially allowed John Wayne Gacy to do what he did for so many years. Devil in Disguise is bone-chilling and gut-wrenching. It's not an easy watch, and it's filled to the brim with emotional anguish. And Michael Chernus, who plays John Wayne Gacy, delivers an incredible, masterful performance. Mind you, this is a lengthy series, so the whole thing is quite the journey, but it is one that digs really deep into finding out what it is that truly makes that monster tick. Written and showrun by Patrick McManus, in Devil in Disguise, John Wayne Gacy, from 1972 to 1978, 33 young men were kidnapped, murdered, and buried in a crawl space beneath their killer's house. And no one was the wiser. Not for all those years. Why? He was charming and funny and had a good all-American job, was a community leader. He even volunteered to entertain sick kids while dressed as a clown. Starring Michael Chernus, Gabriel Luna, James Badge Dale, Michael Angarano, Chris Sullivan, and Maureen Ireland. Now, if you're worried that this show might get too graphic and needlessly violent, don't worry. It doesn't reach that level, and that's actually a good thing. While Devil in Disguise doesn't necessarily show the act of murdering itself, but a lot of it is pretty implied, including the neck-twisting torture device, and the dumping of the body in the river, and John digging through his house's crawl space, in addition to the terror visibly seen on the faces of the actors who play those poor boys. So the imagery is just enough to help you understand the extent of John's diabolical nature, and your heart still falls to the floor because of it. It's a very effective, very thoughtful approach that doesn't venture into sensationalism and glorification. These 8 episodes are very well structured, and there's a fair share of screen time among the key characters. Excellent pacing too. At the end of every episode, there's like a brief memorial tribute to the victims, which I think is a nice touch. And the emotional impact of each of their stories is deeply felt. Great production designs and great costumes as well. It's a more grounded and grimy late 70s flair, and the cinematography kind of takes after the visual styles of Michael Mann's movies. You know, that sort of hyper-real look and that digital aesthetic. So the story is set decades ago, but the screen quality kind of looks contemporary. Now, what impresses me the most about Michael Chernus' performance as John Wayne Gacy is that not only does he look the part, he physically looks like the actual John Gacy, but Michael also skillfully and brilliantly walks a fine line between Gacy's charm/cocky attitude and his manic evil persona. And the supporting actors did fantastic as well. Michael Angarano as Gacy's lawyer had to wrestle with ethics and personal conscience. Gabriel Luna as one of the investigators stands out because his character's moral compass is not broken, unlike other cops who tend to just quickly blame the victims just because society looks down on the queer community. and so Gabriel compellingly exudes that rage and frustration. The show's overall tone is moody and dark and heartbreaking. Whenever the episodes take us through the perspectives of the victims, those unfortunate boys, that is when the show is at its most distressing point. Writer-showrunner Patrick McManus went above and beyond to make sure that this tragedy is depicted in such an unsettling way that would make the audiences empathize with the victims and their families instead of the killer. So yeah, overall I give Devil in Disguise, John Wayne Gacy, the rating of 4.5 out of 5. This show is an extremely layered dissection of all of the components relating to John Wayne Gacy's case. Harrowing, meticulous, and considerate, one of the most contemplative true crime dramas I've ever seen.